Alright, so it's been a while since the previous video. As you can see, the consistency has not been amazing. And the reason for that is because I'm not doing YouTube for money or subscribers or anything like that yet. I'm literally just journaling my journey so that when I'm profitable, I'll have something to look back onto. And people will be able to look back onto my journey as well and see that I really did struggle before getting there. Today's the 15th of May. Today's the 15th of May, 2025, and I'm about 2 years into my journey. So in 15 days, I'm going to hit the 2-year mark of me discovering trading and me going all in into the game. Obviously I didn't drop out 2 years ago. I dropped out more like 1.5 years ago, or maybe 1 year ago. Probably about 1 year ago. But it's been about 2 years since I've been just really invested into this. And I've learned a couple lessons from these 2 years, and keep in mind, I'm still not there yet. I feel like I am growing so much in my journey, especially at the moment, and I'll talk about that later. But here are some of the main lessons. I have about 6 that I'm going to share with you guys. Or just main points, they're not lessons. So the first one is I fucking love trading. Every bit of it. It's the hardest challenge life has given to me so far in my short 17 years on Earth, right? So as it said, in 17 years, this has been the first thing that has really tested me mentally, and it's been the hardest thing that I've tried achieving. I'm 2 years in, literally grinding. Like, obviously it hasn't been 715 days of grinding, but it's been most of the time really, really hard work and me trying to become a profitable trader. So just from that alone, I've learned a lot, because every day I've shown up, or most days I've shown up, and most days I've failed over the course of 2 years. And that builds resilience, because every single day, even still now, I wake up and I'm showing up, and I can't wait. I can't wait for the chart, because I'm so optimistic in the fact that every loss and every mistake that I made is going to get me closer to my goal. Because worst case scenario, I take a losing trade and I win. And what I mean by that is I can lose the trade, but I'm winning in experience. And you need that mindset when you're coming into trading, or if you want long-term sustainability with trading, you have to understand that when you're in your unprofitable phase, everything is a win if you're journaling it right, okay? So if you take 1 million losses, you blow your accounts once again, etc., etc., you don't really know it, but you are training your brain so that the next time you're going to face that scenario, eventually, right? Because I've blown multiple accounts, so I've blown one, then again, then again, then again. But eventually you start treating it differently, right? The universe will send you the same message until you understand it. So my second point is go all in or don't. Trading will not be for you if you're not fully committed to the game. It'd be like trying to become an NBA player, but training every now and then. It just doesn't work like that. If you want to be successful in an industry where 97% of people fail, or whatever the number is, 95% plus, you need to be fully committed to this. And that doesn't mean dropping out like me, or like quitting your job the second you discover trading. What I mean is you have to work your ass off in this. There is no fucking secret to becoming a profitable trader. And I'm saying that as an unprofitable trader. But the difference between me and some of you, and I'm not saying this is going to be all of you, is that I'm securing my place in that profitable trader category as an unprofitable trader. Let me explain this to you. There are two types of unprofitable traders. There's the unprofitable trader that's not journaling, that's not working out, that's not improving, that's not reviewing his weekly trades, and that's not going anywhere. That unprofitable trader, until he changes his habits, will be there forever, in that stage forever. Literally just sticking and not improving and not improving and not improving. Then there's that other type of unprofitable trader. That unprofitable trader that journals every trade really, really solidly, that goes over his weekly reviews, that works out every day, that sweats every day, that makes sure that he's disciplined in his trading session. That trader is going to improve. The only difference between them is one is learning and growing, and the other one is just not growing. And I'm in that category, I can guarantee it. I am in the unprofitable category of traders that are learning, okay? So ask yourself, in which category are you? Are you in that unprofitable category that is not learning, or are you in that unprofitable category that is learning? Because the steps to profitability is you discover trading, you're an unprofitable trader off the bat, and you either literally, it's your choice. You can control this if you're in this category or this category. This category is not going to succeed, this category will succeed. So, that's the second thing, right? Be fucking committed to this game or you will not succeed. Point 3, avoid discretion as much as possible until you're consistently profitable, or never. So many times I've been like, I probably have 90% of what my plan looks like. And I love being right, and we all love being right. But I especially love being right. And I love being right when I think that it's a really smart situation. So let's say my plan says, I need to wait for A to happen right now in order to take the trade. I will literally multiple times, so I've done in the past, I'll be like, oh, but this scenario is different. Like, I don't need to have A because of A, B, C, D. And I'll have no data on that whatsoever. So all I'm saying is, stick to your edge like a robot as much as possible until you're profitable. And then maybe once you're profitable and you really have those 5 years of experience, 10 years of experience in the market, then the discretion will probably start coming in, like JCap effects. He's pretty discretionary. He says it himself. Next, one pair didn't work for me. So trading one instrument did not work for me. I'm a trader that chases high probability scenarios. If I have to wait for 2 weeks to find that scenario, I start messing up. And you could say this is a lack of discipline. It doesn't work for me. I would much rather have 2 to 3 pairs, because what happens is when you see a low probability setup on Euro USD, for example, and you see a high probability setup loading on another pair, you're just going to skip the Euro USD setup. Why would I bother taking that trade when I have something that statistically is going to be more in my favor, right? So one pair didn't work for me. I'm currently monitoring 3 pairs, and that works great for me. I'm still unprofitable, but it's working great for me in the sense that I think it's the perfect amount to be monitoring. Number 5, one session, however, is best. So I really used to struggle with the fact that some profitable traders only traded one session. So the strategy that I trade applies to basically London and New York session. But I used to think that I would have to, it would be so bad if I skipped the New York session because I would be missing out on money. And that was when I was thinking probably, let me just change this music really quick. That was when my thinking was at the lowest. Now what I've really understood is I don't really care about the New York session anymore. I'm really narrowed in on London. And all of my data right now that I'm tracking is on London session. It's a shorter time period, it's 3 hours. And the main reason why I'm only focusing on one session is because why are we in this game, right? We're in this game for freedom. One session a week, one session a day, that's 3 hours of work if you're trading the London kill zone, 2 to 5 a.m. New York time. That's 3 hours of work. at the maximum. That's if you're sitting down the whole session. There are many sessions where you'll look at the charts and be like, I'm not going to be trading today, it's low probability condition, or if it's FOMC or CPI, etc., etc. That's just the key for me. One session works best. 6, and this is the most important one. I want you guys, please, for your own success, to listen to this one. Journal your trades the right way, okay? Use a database and journal everything there is about that trade. I'm currently journaling, so obviously wins and losses and confluences, and taking a screenshot of the daily 4-hour, 15-minute time frame, then my entry model time frame, and I'm also tracking how far does my trade run, right, on my winners. So let's say, my fixed target at the moment is 2.22. So I risk 1 to try and make 2.22. And every trade that is a winner, I'm tracking how far it goes before it reverses, right? So some of the trades I'll make 2.22, but I left 8 are on the table because the trade was a 10.22 trade. So I'm tracking that as well. And then what I do, literally, I'm just explaining what I'm doing. I'm exporting that database, putting it into ChatGPT. ChatGPT will see all of the averages. Yeah, I use ChatGPT. ChatGPT is OP, okay? I use all of the averages of my winning trades. ChatGPT will give me that, and it'll say, okay, on average, your winning trades run 3R. So you're missing out on that 0.8 amount of R every time. So that should be your new fixed take profit. 3R is where you're basically maximizing your return on each trade, your trade expectancy. So that's it. Those are my 6 points. And next I'm going to talk about how I've been so dialed in at the moment. If you're this far into the video, well done. We're 12 minutes in. You can leave. You've gotten the points, literally. Recently, I've been waking up, jumping into the pool, which is freezing at the moment. Not freezing, but it's like it's really cold. I don't want to get in. I'm usually standing there for 10 minutes before jumping in. And it's been greatly beneficial for me. I've always loved the cold, and I've always loved how the cold affects my body. So I feel way more alive when I do cold exposure every day. And so what I'm doing is, I'm waking up, I'm jumping in the pool, and this is literally the first thing that I'm doing in my day. I know this is going to sound super cringe and motivational, like what the motivational speakers say, etc., etc. But I'm just telling you what works for me. Take it with a grain of salt. Don't have to do it. Anyways, the fact that when I wake up, I'm faced with something that I don't want to do. I don't know what the psychology is behind it, but it really helps me in my overall happiness. I wake up, I fucking don't want to jump into that pool. It's literally delayed gratification. Short term, it's gonna suck. My eyes are like this. I've just woken up, and I'm jumping into something that's freaking cold, and it will wake me the fuck up. And over the course of multiple days, I start feeling way more focused and I guess powerful in a way. I feel like I have way more control over my day, way more control over myself in general. So I would say that is currently something that is so crucial to my routine. I literally feel like one of the thoughts that I have before jumping into that pool every day is, imagine if I didn't jump into that pool, how I would feel. Like the difference between when I'm jumping into my pool and not is like crazy throughout the day, right? When I don't jump in, I feel more tired the whole day, and when I jump in, I feel really just dialed in the whole day. I feel like I'm way more reactive and fast, and yeah, that's it. I just work way better. Next is obviously exercising. I genuinely, again, take this with a grain of salt. Don't do it if you don't want to. But for me, exercising has been honestly, like genuinely, a life changer. Just sweating like daily, getting yourself into a really deep sweat is, I just love that feeling. it's been, and that as well, right? Like the endorphins you get after that exercise, it makes me feel just really focused. So you combine the two and you have a pretty good recipe for successful trading. You combine the three, which is obviously your journaling, and then I'm doing deep pre-session analysis, chart analysis. So obviously I'm tracking. This is basically what I'm doing at the moment. I'm waking up, doing the pull thing. Either I'll go for a workout or I won't. And then I will analyze Euro USD, Pound USD, and the German index, and I will put them in my morning overview section. So I have a section which is morning overview. It's like a folder on Notion, and I'm analyzing it in the morning. My session starts at 4 p.m. So I'm getting a pre-session analysis in the morning and then a pre-session analysis at around 3 p.m. So at 3 p.m. I'm basically looking if my morning analysis is still valid or if there's anything that I should change. And that works way better for me because my trades that I'm going to potentially take are really planned out, right? I've been thinking about them since the morning. I've been thinking even when I'm not off the charts, like almost visualizing them. Like if I get that though, if I get a mitigation of the 4-hour demand zone, then maybe the short's not going to be clean, etc., etc. And it's just, you really have time for the trade to sit in. Sometimes trading is really fast and you're just like onto the chart, like, oh fuck, my trading edges here, execute. And when I'm preparing that in the morning, I literally have the whole day to look at the charts, be like, okay, this is what I want to see. I really think this is the highest probability trade, etc., etc. And that works best for me. Lastly, I figured out what the perfect amount of sleep is for me. I reckon it's 9 hours. Some people will say that's a lot. Some people will say, well, mostly people are going to say that's a lot. But when I sleep 8 hours, I'm a big sleeper, right? And when I sleep at 8 hours, I'm like, I really want that last hour of sleep. Waking up is hard. When I sleep 9 hours, it's perfect. So I'm usually in bed by 9 p.m. It's currently 8 p.m. I'm already in my pajamas. You can't see because I put on a shirt for the video. But just keeping the music. But yeah, going to bed at 9 p.m., waking up at 6 a.m. and yeah, sometimes waking up at 5 a.m. And so because we're coming into winter in Australia, the pool thing, I'm doing it mostly in the dark, and I literally can see the stars while I'm jumping into the pool in the morning. And I'm telling you, I drink coffee as well. Like I'm a coffee drinker, but cold exposure is way better than caffeine. Just for the effects. If you like coffee, you should try cold exposure. It makes you, like, there's no drop, right? When you drink coffee, you'll have a coffee in the morning, you'll feel really sharp, etc., etc. And then maybe in the afternoon, if you don't have another one, you'll start feeling a drop, start feeling tired, etc. With cold exposure, the whole day I just feel really sharp. But so yeah, that's basically the recap of my 2 years of trading. There's not much else I can say. Every day I'm showing up and I'm making sure that I'm doing the right things, and I'm going to continue doing that until I'm profitable. And I don't know when that day will come. I don't necessarily care when that day is. Obviously I would love it to be tomorrow, but I'm just focused on the process, and I'm focused on everything I have to do that's not related to the money. So just sticking to my plan, and just collecting as much data possible on my plan. That's it, guys. 2 years and 15 days. I know it's a bit early, but that's my recap. And I say guys, but I'm speaking to myself when I'm going to get there. I have like 50 videos of me speaking like this. And I think that my future self is going to really appreciate all of these videos. Anyways, see you in the next one.